Hello everyone, I'm Ryuune Seichi, and welcome to the Let's Play Elimination Challenge, Week 1, also known as a preview to an upcoming LP of mine. Because, as some of you know on socksmakepeoplesexy.net, I was doing an LP of all of the different Sonic games on the Genesis, and maybe beyond. Well, I've also been doing ones on the Game Boy Advance, so that's the thing. We're gonna play as Tails Solo, why the heck not? Okay. So, this is... it doesn't come with the intro, that's right. I forgot about that. Well, this is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And, let me start off by saying that this is the LPO Elimination Challenge. Directed, hosted, and run, basically, by our good friend on socksmakepeoplesexy.net, Hutch! And this is a bonus stage. I suck at these. People love Blue Sphere, and, I mean, I've played worse minigames, I guess, in my time, but I don't know, I'm just really terrible at Blue Sphere. But, why am I trying to perfect it when I know I won't? I can't even, like, beat the stage. Watch me do it. It's like a reverse LP curse. That'd be pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so we got a path here. I can deal with that. Except my brain's kind of not working at 1:38 in the morning, but you know, whatever. So Hutch is running this thing with all of our different LP peoples on, wow, I'm going way too fast, on our website, socksmakepeoplesexy.net. Please go forward. Okay, thank you. And, I'm, you know, part of it. We've also got Tajir, Rort, Decoy Octopus, Heavy Metal isn't participating, I think, and I know Fresno isn't for a fact. By the way, you speed up in this game the more spheres you have, so. Also, it's a good idea to try and complete a square! Well, that almost worked. Completing one of those gets you a Chaos Emerald, but, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. And there is also a bonus point attached to this game if you don't get hit. However, I am not eligible for that bonus point. You may be asking, well, why is that, Seichi? And thank you, random stereotypical audience voice. But, oh, whoa, I want that. Oh, part of the challenge is also not to get a shield. But like I said, I'm not eligible, so shield it up. This is the water shield, the bubble shield. It doesn't work very well as Tails, actually, because of how he flies and stuff. But it still gives you unlimited air. Now, you can kill enemies with your tails, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool. How do you break that? You must need to break it from underneath. Watch me get the challenge complete, even though I'm not eligible, though. That'd be pretty hilarious, wouldn't it? This guy is our first mini-boss, but you're not able to kill him. And yes, Tajir, I have actually tested that. You can't. I've save-stated and tried beating him up as quickly as I possibly could in every way I could think of, but it is just not possible. Now, before this week started, we had a choice. We could either pick Raiden or Solidus Snake from Metal Gear Solid 2. I know about as much of Metal Gear Solid 2 as the Him-Daisy Hyper comic dub taught me, which is to say, I don't actually know how much it may have taught or not taught me, but I should have probably watched that episode again, just for trying to remember things. Also, you can kill that guy pretty easily with the Electro Shield because, actually grabbing the Fire Shield before this boss fight would have been a good idea. Oh well. We'll kill him anyway. Okay, well, I would have lost the bonus point there anyway. That's fine. This guy's actually kind of hard if you don't use the Fire Shield, but he only takes 6 hits, so. You can also bop this sign up and down, except I didn't expect it to come from the left. It usually comes from the middle or the right, so that was kind of odd. But let's just keep on going as I talk about Metal Gear Solid 2, sort of. Now, the reasoning was apparently that Saldus, in his boss fight against Snake, I only wanted to do one of these. His boss fight against Snake, he gets jet boots, so therefore choosing him would mean that you're playing Sonic 3 this week. I said Ryuune, which would normally have meant in any other LPO that I would have been stuck playing Ninja Gaiden 2 because he uses a katana, and I guess that makes sense because I have played him in PlayStation Network All-Stars or whatever it's called. So, or PlayStation Network, what? But, yeah, I've been playing him sometimes, though my main guy is Sly. If anyone wants to battle me, you know, ask me for... God, I always turn too early. Ask me for my, thing. My, PlayStation Network code thingy, and maybe we could have a battle sometime. Except I don't think we can, because I'd need to buy the pass, because my brother bought the game, and he's already used the pass on himself. And I'm sure as heck not playing with his account. Oh, by the way, this is Angel Island Zone, in case, you missed that. Another water shield here. Bubble shield, I should say. And as I said, it gives you unlimited, or actually I've never said that, but it gives you unlimited air underwater. And you can roll under that log. So it's not too bad. Alright, let's see. So yeah, I would have normally been stuck, but thankfully he gave us a way out. Instead of playing Ninja Gaiden 2 and getting that bonus point stuff, and I will be uploading that video for anyone who's curious enough to see it. He's allowed us to switch games at the cost of the bonus point. Now, I actually did get the bonus point, I believe, because it was to not use shuriken, only to use shurikens and katana, and I missed the memo on the shurikens part, so I kept thinking I screwed myself up. Unless I threw a Fuma shuriken at one point, I'm not entirely sure, actually, because they don't look that different. Also, does it count if it didn't hit anybody? Not that I'm getting scored on the video, I'm just curious. But, at the cost of the bonus point, you know, we can play the other game that we didn't pick. So, it's a pretty nice option. I'm glad you added that, because Sonic 3, along with Sonic 2, is one of my favorite games on the Genesis, and maybe of all time. Though, I gotta say, RPG's still kind of my thing. Another water shield there, in case you need it. Bubble shield. Bubble shield. It's not called a water shield. Doesn't make any sense, because that would mean the shield is full of water or something. Really easy to kill those guys with tails, because they can't actually throw right beneath them. And there is a fire shield over there if I can get this thing to go away. Can you make this thing die? Because well, I should show that off, but only if I was actually doing an LP, which I'm not. There's a fire shield right in that tree. Helps out quite a bit against this next boss. However, first we gotta get to the boss intact. Ooh, I could break 100 rings here, I think. Nope, only those 3 rings right there, huh? Okay, fine. I don't think I should be flying there. So yeah, he can't do the things with the shield like Sonic can, but I don't think Knuckles can either, because of the way they work. Because a double jump with Sonic normally, like with the bubble shield, would have gone ba-doom and bounced off of the floor. And with the fire shield, it shoots him in a fireball, and the electric shield is a double jump. But Tails does a flying maneuver with his tails, because that's what he does. He's Tails. And also, I'm totally immune to this boss except for fall damage. Well, the fire shield is still there if we so desire. And I do. Also, an easy way to kill this jerk-off. And we now have 20,000 points. If this is a score challenge, I wouldn't be doing too shabby. Except I would have probably ended the video there because I died to the boss like a dumb. Oh well, things you gotta live with. Because he's really easy once you have the fire shield on. I honestly should have probably tried fighting him without it, but that's okay. This is what I've chosen to do, this is what I always do when I play the game, and I'm not about to break habit. You know what they say, bad habits are hard to break, except this is a good habit because it keeps you not dead. And there's Eggman or Robotnik or whatever his face is over there, and he'll appear step to the right a bit to activate the boss music. Love the boss music of this game, by the way. So yeah, you're pretty much immune to all of his attacks with this fire shield. Watch it, see? That fireball went literally right through me. The only thing that could kill you is if you run into him without being in a ball, and if he, if you jump at him and then fly off of here and fall, which would be very dumb, by the way. Also, a really easy way to hit that thing is Tails, so it makes you go through it a bit faster. Probably gonna play Sonic and Tails for my LP though, and then I'll play as Knuckles because it's a totally different story, basically. Kind of, in a way. And thankfully we won't be fighting the boss that's really hard as Tails, because, man, that boss, he... I've never done that before, falling into Hydrocity Zone. I meant to go over here, but my brain reacted a bit too late. So, how's everybody doing? It's February 1st officially, because, like I said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Almost 2. And, I've been playing a lot of this game. You may have heard of it. It's called Ni no Kuni. If you haven't heard of it, go find it, because it is pretty amazing. Made by Level 5, and animated, basically, by Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is famous for works such as Spirited Away, Mononoke Hime, or Princess Mononoke if you prefer. And Spirited Away's Japanese name is Sento Chihiro no Kamikakushi. Piranha, get off of me, thank you. As with Sonic 2, you will drown if you stay underwater for 30 seconds, so don't do that! If you go right over here, I believe there's a bubble shield waiting. Yeah, nice. The shields are also pretty nice because they reflect basically all projectiles. I think there are some they won't reflect, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. So, yeah, Ni no Kuni though, since it's made by Level 5, it basically works like Dragon Quest, or at least Dragon Quest 9. But with kind of a Tales of type of battle scheme mixed with Pokemon. And, of course, you can't go wrong with, no, I want the bubble shield. You can't go wrong with Studio Ghibli's animations, because they are always so masterful. I love the Ghibli movies. As much as I'm sure many people have said that, I really do have a love for the Studio Ghibli movies. I once saw this list of a person, their name was in Japanese, so I can only assume they were. But a list of their top 10 Ghibli movies, and I agree with that list for the most part. But they put Princess Mononoke at 3, and Princess Mononoke is my favorite movie. They also rated My Neighbor Totoro. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love My Neighbor Totoro, but it's not the greatest Ghibli movie ever. Come on, guys. He rated it at 2, though. Or he or she, I should say. And also, you can dog paddle with Tails underwater. It's pretty, weird, actually. Let's be honest. Of course, Sonic can't do anything at all, so it's nice. And Knuckles can still glide underwater, which is always interesting to do. You can also attach to walls and stuff. Now, there's a special stage here, but I kind of want to avoid it. Okay, there we go. And we're at the mini-boss. This mini-boss, I've never really had difficulty with him, per se. Oh, shoot! Get up off of the... Okay. Can Tails jump that high? Hard to say, because I keep making him fly. Oh, crud. No, get out of the water! Okay. Now, Knuckles can kill this guy really easily because he can latch onto the wall here. As, was it Tajiro or who did it? Well, one of those two demonstrated that, and all my rings just went poosh-ah! Yes, rings make that sound effect when you're hit. Man, I'm just doing terribly against bosses today. And it looks like Hydrocity Zone will be about where this video will end. So, I have been Ryuune Seichi, and thank you for joining me on this little adventure we will be calling the LPO Elimination Challenge. No one's getting eliminated in the first week, which is probably a good thing for me, because I couldn't do the bonus point or anything. Also, I'm just gonna get whirled around, I don't mind. Normally, you'd probably drown if you did that, but I don't think I'll have a problem with that as Tails. I should have gotten a couple more hits on him, but I've missed my chance to do that already. Just fly, land, fly again. Go off to the side so he doesn't hit you. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So, that's all for this episode of the Let's Play Elimination Challenge. Join me next week when we play a different game based on either the Kinks or Wild Cherry. Whatever the heck that's supposed to mean. Until then, later guys.